Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial, we'll continue with our series on Node.js. So in the last tutorial, we went over Node and we saw how to use Node inside of the terminal. Simply be able to run Node code, JavaScript code outside of the terminal, outside of the browser in our terminal. So yeah, that's the basic introduction to Node. So in this tutorial, we're going to go ahead and learn about modules and other stuff like that in Node.js. So we're going to go ahead and cover module basically in this tutorial. So let me just go ahead and make a directory. I'm going to call Node YouTube tutorial. So I'm going to change my directory into Node YouTube tutorial. So feel free to make any kind of folder that you want to work with, but I'm going to be working with this folder. So I'm going to be using VS Code. So if you're not VS Code is you should go ahead and probably download and install VS Code, or feel free to use any editor that you're comfortable using. But for me in this series, we're going to go ahead and be using Node.js. So now that I have my Node.js open, I'm just going to close this up. So in here, I'm going to go ahead and create a folder. So I'm going to call it tutorial. I'm going to call it tutorial underscore 01. Okay, I'm going to call it tutorial 1, and that's where we're going to keep all our files for the first tutorial. So what I simply want to do is going to go ahead and create an app.js. Okay, so we're going to repeat what we did in the last tutorial, which is just printing a simple message, right? So I'm going to have a constant here, but I'm going to show how to do it now in a JavaScript file rather than inside of the terminal. So I'm going to simply say message, and the message is just hello world, and you can say this is Node, okay, Node.js, just like that. So I can simply go ahead and console log this. So I can just do console.log, and I can just log that I can just log the message, just like that. So that's all I need to do. I'm just going to log this message, right? And this is what we did in the last tutorial. So I'm just going to go inside of my terminal and then simply type in here Node, and then the app, I have to change my directory in my tutorials folder, and then I have to simply say Node and then app.js. So if I run this, you can see it is just printing out hello world, this is Node.js. So this is what we did in the last tutorial, how to run JavaScript outside of the browser, and we can see how we can do that using a JavaScript and Node.js. So that's all we want to cover for now. So what I also want to go ahead and do is to talk about the global JavaScript variables that we can use. So let me just create another folder. I'm going to call this is tutorial underscore 02, and instead of tutorial 02, I'm going to create an app.js file right there. So I have an app.js file right here. So in JavaScript, we have in Node.js, we have some global environments that we can use. So global does not mean window, because if you're coming from JavaScript, you might think of global as the window object or the document object. Now that is not what I mean when I mean by global variables in Node. So in Node, we have a couple of global variables that we can use. Okay, so let's do that. The first one is going to be underscore name, and what this simply does, it gives us the name of the current directory that you are in. So what it simply does is simply name of current directory you in. So let's go ahead and simply do a console.log, and I'm simply going to do underscore dir name, and then I just go into my browser, into my terminal, change my directory, and then change my directory into my tutorials tool folder, and then in there I can simply do a node and then app.js. So if I run this, it's going to return to me the current folder in which I'm working in, which is the folder of tutorial underscore 02, and this is the absolute path to that specific folder. So that's what dir does, and it's a global variable that you can use anywhere in your Node.js code. So it just returns to you the name of the folder that you are working with, or that your application this file is currently located. We also have underscore file name. So if I do if I say underscore file name, so this one gives you the name of the current file, okay, let's just call it name of the current file. So I'm just going to change this into underscore file name. So if you just do this, so if I just go in the browser again and I simply execute this, so it's going to give me the name of the file which I'm working with, which is you can see this one gives the name of a directory, and now you can see now for the underscore file, it also adds the name of the file that you're working with, is app.js, right? So yeah, that's how you can use the file one. So we also have the module. And what the module basically does is that it gives you information about the current module. So let's just say module, and module, what it simply does, let's say gives you info about the module. Okay, module, just like that. So if I just go in here and simply do a module, so it should give me information about the current module that I'm working with, right? In JavaScript, every file is basically a module, right, by default. So let me just go ahead and run this again. Let's see what we get. So it gives us the module information, like the module ID, the path, which is the directory, the exports, like whatever we exported from this module. We didn't export anything right now. The file name. So module is an object, and an object has all this information. So you can see the path to that specific module and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's all the module does for. It gives you the information about the current module that you are working with. We also have the process. So the process, what it simply does, it gives you the process gives you information about the environment you are on. So let's say process, this one, it simply gives you let me say info about the environment. So let me just go ahead and simply do a print the process here, and let's see what we get. Process, and let me go into my terminal and then clear the terminal and run this one more time. So you can see this is the process, right? It gives us all this information. Okay, some of this will come to use later on, but for now this can run this and you can get all the process information that it can give you, like the version of Node and other stuff like that. So already Node 14.7 17.3, the V8, which is in the Java V8 engine, because Node uses the V8 engine, which is the engine that powers also Google Chrome. So I just take the V8 engine and wrap it in some CSS code, and that's how they come along with Node. So you can see the V8 engine you're using is 8.4 blah blah and all this other information. Yeah, so that's basically what the process does. So I'm just going to clear this, and then let me go back in here. And the last thing we're going to look at is the required. So let me just also go in here and simply go on and press require. And what required does is it is used to enables you to import modules, to bring modules from one file, to bring data or variables from one file to the other, right? And this is common in the normal JavaScript and React and other stuff like that. Yeah, so that's basically what we the global variables in Node basically are. So in the next tutorial, we're going to go ahead and see how we can work with modules in JS. So this time we have just looked at the global variable. So in the next tutorial, we're going to look at how to work with modules and other stuff like that. So we're going to work with go over how to work with modules in the next tutorial. So guys, thanks for watching. If you are new to the channel, please kindly consider subscribing, liking this video, and subscribing to the YouTube channel, and share this video with anyone who you think might find this helpful. This one great to help my channel and keep me motivated making this video for you guys. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Keep safe.